What up, S.I.B.R family? Look, we are back in week 2 of college football, and I'm back to making picks. Why should you listen to me? Why should you care about my picks? Well, you don't have to, but in week 1, I was 23-3. Week 1, I told you, was very easy to pick because most of these games are uneven matchups, teams not playing anybody, just cupcakes, basically a glorified preseason or scrimmage half of the time. So I'm not really demanding much credit or respect for a 23-3 start, but week 2 it gets a little more difficult. Let's start it off with Georgia and Ball State. I'm taking Georgia. Obviously, Georgia is by far better than Ball State. Georgia is going to be favored by upwards of 30 points in probably every game they play until mid-November. Their schedule is pathetic, to be honest with you. Ohio State playing Youngstown State. Look, come on now. You know I got Ohio State winning that game, and I'm actually going to pick that they do it in glorious fashion and by a wide margin, because after week 1 and all of the questions, I think they're looking for someone to beat up, and Youngstown State seems to be better than anyone else, coming in at the right time as a team who does not have as much talent as you do. That's who you beat up on. I expect them to get the job done. I got Penn State taking out Delaware. I didn't even know Delaware, you know what, whatever. Notre Dame, I got them beating NC State. I got Utah over Baylor. Now look, Utah, in my opinion, is a dark horse again to win that conference. Look, Utah just has a system. They have a way they play. They have an attitude. They have a culture. They live by it. I love the way Utah plays and their consistency. I wouldn't be surprised if they got back to the Pac-12 championship game this year, but I got them this week over Baylor. Kansas State versus Troy. I got Kansas State winning that game. Colorado, Nebraska. That is an interesting game because Colorado coming off of the high of beating TCU when they had basically damn near a parade after the game, as if they had just won a championship, as if the job was complete. Well, how do you get the energy back up in week 2 to face a Nebraska team who is not as good as TCU? Did they play up to the level of competition versus TCU, and will they play down to the level of competition, or will they refocus themselves and create a new challenge? I'm going to trust in Coach Prime, and I'm going to trust in these kids and trust that the talent is going to win out at the end of the day. I'm taking Colorado to handle business versus Nebraska. I got Clemson bouncing back over Charleston Southern. That's not a difficult game to pick. I'm not stepping out on a limb, but I do think they were a little embarrassed by their performance against Duke. I expect them to beat up on this Charleston Southern team. Again, in the same situation as Ohio State, where week 1 was a little disappointing. You get a weak opponent in, you're going to take advantage of it. I like Clemson to win. I got Michigan taking out UNLV. No explanation needed. That's an easy one to pick. I got Ole Miss beating Tulane. I got Texas A&M taking out Miami. I got Washington beating Tulsa. I got Tennessee taking out Austin Peay. SEC is the worst scheduling conference in America. Don't at me. I got North Carolina taking out Appalachian State. I got Oklahoma over SMU. I got Duke beating Lafayette. I got Alabama beating Texas. That's right. Texas, until they prove to me they can actually win one of these big games, I'm picking against them every time. Now, my heart tells me Texas is going to come out this year and win and take out Alabama and finish what they couldn't finish last year. But the truth is, my head keeps telling me, dude, we've been here before. Texas always comes in expected to do something, and then they always come up short. It's become their new norm. So until they prove or show me otherwise, I'm not trusting them in a game of this magnitude. No way. So I got Alabama beating Texas. I got Oregon taking out Texas Tech. I got LSU bouncing back after their disappointing loss to Florida State. I got them beating Grambling. I got Wisconsin over Washington State. I got Florida State over Southern Miss. I got Oregon State over UC Davis, and I got USC over Stanford. Those are my picks. Little rapid fire, not going to take too much of your time, not going to waste too much of your time. You got things to do, I got things to do, and then let's go watch some college football and enjoy another great weekend of the greatest sport on the planet. I'll catch you guys next week.